The game plan is brought to you by Max Jazz Games, whose game Kung Pooby you could be playing right now. Kung Pooby, add it to your game plan. Your gaming week is sorted with Kung Pooby, available now on the iOS App Store, and I'm sure at some point the Epic Store via itch.io. Kung Pooby! Max Jazz Games. Kung Pooby!
Kung Pooby!
Kung Pooby! You can't not say it. Everyone is at home right now in the chat saying the word Kung Pooby.
It used to be scream out your exclamation mark Tims, and now it's just scream out Kung Pooby.
It's just say the word Kung Pooby. The game plan is where we look at the games that come out this week so you can plan out your week in video games. Let's take a look at what is coming out this week. Yeah, so you don't need to go to gameinformer.com/2021 and read that list.
Top secret, shush.
Let's take a look at the games coming out this week, starting off with Genshin Impact, a game that is already out on multiple platforms, is coming Wednesday the 28th to the PS5. Now, for each of these, I go to the official website or the official Steam listing or store listing for the page and grab like the first paragraph of the blurb. I'm going to say Genshin Impact, you need to improve your blurb with this one. Travel across the 7 nations and meet unique, powerful allies. Roam across a huge map and glide anywhere you want.
And try to uncover the mystery of where all the pants went.
Where have the pants gone? I don't know.
Is that it? Glide, and that's all they had on the blurb.
Yeah, glide anywhere you want as being the killer feature for this game. Genshin Impact, though, a game that I did actually enjoy, coming to PS5, running next gen on Wednesday the 28th. On Thursday the 29th, you're going to get Total War Rome Remastered. Total War Rome Remastered lets you relive the legacy that defined the award-winning strategy game series, remastered to 4K with multiple improvements to visuals as well as refinements to gameplay. It's time to revisit a true classic. Not everyone gets a second chance to conquer the Roman Empire. Now that's how you write a fucking blurb. Oh,
and
my
glide
God.
Anywhere in the Roman Empire.
That is coming to PC on Thursday the 29th. Friday the 30th is a packed day for video games. First up, we're coming to the Nintendo Switch, new Pokémon Snap. This game brings the gameplay of the 1999 Pokémon Snap game for the Nintendo 64 system to life on the Nintendo Switch, with unknown islands to discover and different Pokémon to see. Photograph lively wild Pokémon in their natural habitats as you research and explore unknown islands. Hop into your trusty travel pod, the Neo 1, and journey through a variety of environments such as beaches, jungles, and deserts to capture previously unseen Pokémon behaviors. A hotly anticipated title for Peter Burns, not only because he loves photography, but he wants to win the Back Podcast Fantasy Draft, and this was his number 1 pick, straight up. First round, Pokemon Snap. If you're not into Pokemon, maybe you're into R-Type Final 2, which is coming to Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Part of Irem's long-running R-Type series, it is a sequel to R-Type Final, released in 2004, and the first R-Type game in over a decade after the release of R-Type Tactics 2, Operation Bitter Chocolate in 2009. So, I mean, this is hard counter-programming to Pokemon Snap.
Yeah, and I love that it reads like every video export that we do, which is R-Type Final. Final 02. Final,
the real ending.
Final.
This one, use this one, Pete.
Yeah. Final, use this one, Pete. Final, do not
fix.
show to client.
Yeah.
And then if R-Type Final 2 isn't getting your waters flowing, then maybe Returnal will, which is coming to PS5 Friday the 30th. The first PS5 exclusive new release in a very long time for the console. After crash landing on a shape-shifting world, Celine must search through the barren landscape of an ancient civilization for her escape. Isolated and alone, she finds herself fighting tooth and nail for survival. Again and again, she's defeated, forced to restart her journey every time she
gets
dies.
defeated every time, but I think what's important is that her life force or her heart, it goes on. Mm-hmm. So when you die, your heart goes on every time.
Mm-hmm. Name literally one other Celine Dion song.
I was like, I've only got Bette Midler. I can do
I was
Bette
trying to think of
Midler
any more lyrics
day.
from that song. I'm like, you're here. Anyway, looks great.
So that is what you can set up with your gaming week, gentlemen. Let's start with Gus. What are you adding to your game plan this week?
Returnal like crazy. I can't wait to play this game. I am hanging out with my PS5 to finally play another exclusive on it. So there's a little bit of me that's just keen for that. But this looks really interesting. I know we're going to get a chance to hopefully play it ASAP. But yeah, I didn't realize for such a long time while this game was initially announced that it was going to be a roguelike, a third-person shooter, a very kinetic, frenetic looking game that is just like looks basically, it's your Risk of Rains, it's your dungeon crawler, it's your very polished Hades kind of vibe, and I love that. I love that in my games, and I think that this is a cool way to do it. Very Prometheus-y kind of alien vibes to it all, and it's like it looks like they're putting in enough effort that I want to uncover the story. I know that sounds wanky, but it's often like just going, there's a mystery, you dive deeper, there's an old alien race, and blah blah blah. But I'm like the Groundhog Day vibe of it kind of has me interested to hope that maybe there's a half decent story running through the whole thing as well. So yeah, I'm super keen for this.
Yeah, that's my pick as well. I've watched a little bit of preview coverage for this. I've tried to not spoil it too much because I think that like gameplay wise it looks really cool, but I really am here for like what that mystery is, and I just don't want to. I don't want to just spend the first hour of the game knowing exactly what's going to happen. I think that. One of the things that I did see, though, which I think is a really smart decision, is the way that it progresses story is like no matter what you do, the story plays out. Like the story beats get fed to you, even if like you pick up an audio diary or something in a different area. Like it's always the like number 3 audio diary is coming to you. Okay. Like so, it's kind of pulling you through that, as opposed to when I think of roguelikes, a lot of the time it's kind of like play it for ages and discover the secrets and discover all the ways that the systems work together. Or if it's more story based, it's like then get those pieces like through exploration and really working at it over and over. Whereas this, I feel like is going, we really want to pull you through this mystery. So totally. I think as well, not knowing too much about it, I'm really pumped to get into it.
Massively, and just on the spoilers and kind of stuff as well, I've seen a few videos drop already that are like, hey, here's Returnal explained, here's the gameplay explained, here's how the mechanic of dying and replaying is, you know, and the video starts, I watched the first few minutes, they're like, hey, it's a really complex way, or it might be a bit to get your head around, so here's us explaining it. I'm like, no, that's what I love discovering in these games. It's the game, but it's also like, that's a part of the mystery for me as well, and I want to be surprised or at least interested in that mechanic itself. So the first time or the 10th time I experience, so that's what I'm hanging out for as well.
Yeah, I've only seen that it is hard, which I think is good. As long as the gameplay feels as good as it promises to be, then I think we're in for something really cool here. Because like I fell off Risk of Rain pretty quickly. I'm worried that I'll get sick of this aesthetic quicker than I got sick of Risk of Rain, because Risk of Rain is quite diverse. And that's part of the fun of it. Is like, oh, we're in the lava world or whatever. That's my only concern with this, is that it's going to be hard and feel claustrophobic because we're always in the same kind of zones. But you know, I'm keen to check it out and hopefully see how cool it is.
Yeah, do we know like how diverse the biomes are?
I have no idea. Again, I've been trying to avoid all the content about it. But I've only ever seen footage like this, which is very grey blue,
dark, and that sort of ashen looking world. I mean, at least every time you do come back, if you remember the aesthetic versus the actual gameplay systems, you'll be saying to yourself, oh, it's all coming back to me now. Every time you play the game. And that's using the power of love because I'm all by myself.
Yeah, okay, well, that last bit was true. New Pokemon Snap, Pete. Are you looking forward to that from any way that isn't just the fantasy draft?
Yeah, I played Pokemon Snap on 64. This just looks like a fresh coat of paint on that concept, which worked pretty well for what it was trying to be. It's not like a complex game, and it's not a game for anyone who's not super into Pokemon, because it's pretty simple. Outside of that, like the challenge is like, oh, you get points based on how cool the photo was, how rare the photo was. It's like you're still doing the same thing. It's just you coaxed this animal into doing a move or something that you captured. You threw an apple at it in the right way is how basically you play the game. But yeah, like I'm excited to see this game in kind of a newer 3D Pokemon setup.
I wonder if it's going to blow up in the same way as Animal Crossing did, like socially, in terms of, because it seems just built for sharing.
Yeah, I think we'll see definitely a lot of screenshots from Pokemon Snap by the end of this week. But I don't think it has the appeal, like the broader appeal of an Animal Crossing in kind of like a lose your life to this.
Totally.
It's just like this is for core Pokemon fans. So I think we'll see good reviews for it. It's what I banked my fantasy draft on. And yeah, it looks like there's a cool bunch of missions to go on and some extra little tools to play with to get those photos. So yeah, I'm gonna have fun with it, and hopefully I have fun with it enough to, play more than a few hours to just get a taste of it. But
is it a little unfortunate that this is like on a system, or like this game is the perfect VR game, and it's on a system that
there is
can't
no such
support
thing
that?
as a perfect VR game because VR sucks.
Sure, but you are literally sitting in a vehicle that they're like, oh, we're going to move you slowly, and all you need to do is look around. Like, that's what
totally,
VR
man.
makes games into
100%.
that don't. It's like, here's a zombie game where you're on a roller coaster. It's like, no, this is the actual perfect VR game where it's light, it's colorful, nothing's going to jump out at you. It's going to be really lovely. So yeah, look, I prefer to play this on a big TV and enjoy it normally, but it just seems like one of those opportunities that, if you've got your Labo VR headset, maybe there's a version for there. Who knows?
Yeah, totally. You're right. You're absolutely right.
I'm annoyed that it looks so lovely, and will probably review well. I'm pinning my hopes on the fact that, and this is purely, we're just talking fantasy draft here. I'm pinning my hopes on the fact that it could be content light, like a very beautiful world that doesn't give you a ton to do. But I think that was like arguably the last game, and Nintendo will have learned that lesson and have like, this could be a perfect 10, and I'm going to be so pissed.
Totally. And the way Pete was saying, it's like, oh, you just take photos and throw apples at things. That's because that's basically all you could do in the 64 version. It would be very strange of them not to have a few of those mechanics just tightened up with like, there's different types of apples and you got to throw other things to lure them and then do, it wouldn't take a lot to add a bit more gameplay to this game. So if it's not
take some pictures of Bulbasaur in a hot tub, something like that.
There was also a interesting puzzle element to the missions, because there were like, there weren't that many missions in the 64 version, and it was like, oh, if I trigger Pokemon early in this map, that's what makes the legendary Pokemon appear later. So it's like, there's that kind of stuff, that discovery in it that makes the maps fun as well.
Yeah, cool. So that is what is coming out this week, so you can sort your game plan. Now you know what's dropping. Let us know what your game plan is.